Hello, I'm Reverend Dick Steves. Reverend Canon is the title I carry in my church denomination. However, I'm doing this on my own. It's not sponsored by the church or any group. And I want to go through the book of Revelation with anyone that wants to go along with me. I'll be doing it in stages over a period of time, and I haven't really set a timetable other than my hope is to be able to post something new every week until we get through the book of Revelation. The book of Revelation has always fascinated me. I remember back when I was in my late teens and into my early 20s, I first read the book of Revelation. And to be honest, it was a scary read. Reading about all these things that were predicted to take place, and it was hard to get my head around all these things. It's it's probably the scariest book in the Bible. But as I get older, now that I'm what they call a senior citizen, I find this book to be very comforting, reassuring, exciting in some sense. Well, why is it scary? First of all, imagine hearing about all these terrible things that are to take place. Imagine having your home shaken and broken to splinters by a devastating earthquake. Then imagine huddling in a shelter as bombs rain down upon your city, and all the smoke and the explosions and the fire. And imagine being surrounded by a plague and watching your friends and family falling sick. Well, we don't have to imagine that because we can see that happening around us right now as we go through this COVID pandemic. And imagine all these eerie, strange creatures descending from the sky and going all over the earth, and people being killed by the hundreds and thousands. Now imagine experiencing not all these things, but imagining them happening all at once in the horror. It's beyond imagination, it's beyond our understanding. It's terrifying. Yet it's awe-inspiring as we go into the book of Revelation and we find all these predictions. As I said, it's the most comforting book to me as I get older. It pictures a time when there will be a glorious new heaven and a new earth, a time when God will dwell with his human beings on earth. And Jesus will come and he'll wipe away every tear from our eyes. And there will be no more death, no mourning, no crying, no pain, no illness. So as we go through this, let's attempt to place ourselves into this story, because we are in this story. All these terrible things, the terrors, the miracles, the wonders that are prophesied for the end of the age. The important thing about this book, too, is the fact that it relates to the end times, the closing days of the 20th century and leading into the 21st century. The book of Revelation is not just a musty old book in the Bible. It's happening right now. We can see it happening right now. And we can see all these mysterious symbols and predictions. And if we look at it that way, maybe it'll come alive for you as it has for me. And we can see these things playing out every morning when we read the paper, turn on the news. I will be reading from the New International Version most of the time, but the wording is not that different in other translations. And the book of Revelation starts out in the first 3 verses of chapter 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave him to show his servants, which must soon take place. He made it known by sending his angel to his servant John, who testifies to everything he saw, that is, the Word of God and the testimony of Jesus Christ. Blessed is the one who reads the words of this prophecy, and blessed are those who hear it and take to heart what is written in it, because the time is near. Notice it's called the revelation of Jesus Christ, and John says that Jesus himself made it known by sending his angel to his servant John. Now this book is a book of symbols, and these symbols are important. Symbols help us to simplify difficult concepts and to clarify things which might be murky or just not very clear. We have to understand these symbols, and that's not always easy. Also note that Jesus is called the author of this book. So John always has been considered the author. In a sense, he is. But he's really the scribe, taking down notes from Jesus and putting them down. And I just wonder how much of this John really understood as he wrote this stuff down in the time that he was writing it. Because John probably wrote this book near the end of his life, around Common Era AD 94 to 96. He was an old man, likely in his 80s, when this vision was given to him. And the book is addressed to the 7 churches, and these 7 churches, that we will go through these, are located in the Roman province of Asia, which today would be the part of modern-day Turkey. And as we begin our journey through the vision God gave to John, notice the inspiring promises we find at the very beginning of this. Blessed is the one who reads the words of this prophecy, and blessed are those who hear it, take to heart what is written in it. So God has promised all the readers of this book, that's including you and me, a special blessing if we read, hear, take to heart this prophecy. So what kind of blessing? Well, I think we'll find comfort, we'll find guidance, we'll find assurance, even through the times that we're going through now and the times that are prophesied in the book of Revelation. So I hope that this is enough to entice you and to get you interested, and hopefully we'll be able to move on and do more of this book as time goes on. I've taken probably 8 minutes, and you may want to play this over, and you may want to read over the first few verses that talked about in the book of Revelation. I suggest that you read verses 1 to 3 for sure that we just talked about, and then go on from 4 to 8, and we'll be talking about those in the next episode. Thank you for dropping by. You'll find this talk, I'll be posting it in Instagram. I'll try to post it in Twitter, which would be like you have to click on something else. I'm not too good at some of these technical things, but I planned Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and I'll try to post it the first. Let's suggest that I'll post it every Monday, not as a live broadcast, but as a recording, and you can play it, look it up, and play it at your leisure when you get time to kind of digest it. Okay, hope we meet again. Bye bye.